other day you sent about nine kinds of people, right?
Yes.
With residue who would be born in the higher end. So, is it based on that? Is it not that we are saying condition, and is it not predestined that okay, these nine kind of people, and then the anagami also you have five kind of anagamis with effort, without effort. So, is it we are talking about conditions there with them, or it is like again a predestined thing or something that is going to happen because the conditions might change in the next birth also for these kind of people who might have seven births to the max, the other variants that are there.
Good question. Appreciate it. So here is the way. Life is uncertain, right? Is there a way to make it certain? Is what everybody is searching. In whichever realms we are in, can we make something certain? And our fight or our quest or fears, anxiety, worries, everything is to make something certain. Now the question comes, can you make something certain? It's uncertain, but can you make it certain? Is there a way to make it certain? If the answer is that we can't make anything certain, then there's nothing anybody can do. It's predestined. That means there can't be a liberated person at all. Because liberation means going against norms, going against certainty. See, the three in Dhamma, whichever Dhamma we follow, three things we need to look at. One is Dhuva, in Sanskrit, Dhruva, stable. One is Nitya, Nitya versus Anicca. That is, Nitya means stays, exists. And the third important thing is that you should have something. It can't be annihilation. Or you have to agree on two parts. One part is that it always exists or it doesn't exist. So it always shuttle between both, because after this life, there ends a matter. That's what the view of majority of the population. That's the reason we don't believe in past life, future life, etc., because there is nothing like that. After this life, there ends it. Why? Because there is no sanya, there's no perception of the past life. So how does that happen that you will get your past life? Past life is something certain. You were there. Right? It's uncertain. So can you get your past life? I have no idea how to guess past life. And nobody has any idea. Not only me, nobody. Now, if I say I saw my past life, how guaranteed is that? How sure is that? It can be my imagination. So who will believe it? So it's uncertain. So then the question comes that then there is nothing anybody can do. That is predestined. So in that case, the philosophy or the religion or whatever we can call will not work. That's the reason majority of the people come out and they become atheist, because they see that it is just a fallacy. It's just a weird thinking. It's not real. Clear? So the doubt arises because, can you confirm? Can you tell me that come what may, you will land up here? That means it's certain. So how do you say? Is there any yardstick to tell me that yes, you have gone there? Can that show anything? It's the question, right? So then Buddha says that, well, in the seven bhava, you will complete the journey. Now, yesterday, Janak was asking this question, so it will be interesting to explain to all of you. What's the difference between bhava and jati? take my example here. I'm sitting in Brisbane. I like this place so much that I don't want to go. Right now, I have to go. Then comes this becoming. I want to become an Australian. If I want to become an Australian, then the conditions has to match. Right? That's the only way I can become an Australian. Even today, you are in UK not because you wish to be in UK, or Akash is in Thailand just because he didn't want it to be in Thailand. It so happened that the conditions are matching. So the certainty can be done provided the conditions are matching, not the wish you are matching. I might wish for 100 things, but if condition matches, nothing can stop it. That is, you're working in an organization which is making you to go to UK because it matches, not because you only wished for it. It means you wished, the opportunity came, you grabbed the opportunity, and you're working towards it. And as long as that is working, nothing in the world can make it go away because you're meeting the condition. So nobody can do anything. If that is true of the current life, why can't it be true of the future life? Right? That's the answer. So, didn't you make certainty out of uncertainty? Right? You have made certainty out of uncertainty. So, you got married. Didn't you make it certainty out of uncertainty? Everybody knows it's uncertain, but we still are certain. We might say that is madness to say it's certain. If you really look back and see, the latitude and longitude have never changed. It's certain. Otherwise, the plane will not fly. If that changes, then where will you fly? Because if latitude and longitude are there, then you can have a map. If they keep on changing, then where's the map? You can't have a map. That means this map is undisputable, right? Let's say there was Thames River, and next moment there's no Thames River. It turned into volcano. And the very next moment it became a snow, and then again became a river. Now what will you do? Now the question comes, how long the Thames River will remain? We don't know. That's correct, but it's there. You can call it Thames River, George River, this river, but the water flowing is there. Unless the condition changes it, meaning the river course changes and hence the river dries up. That's the only way. Or it dries up because of the sun or heat or whatever it is, and then there is no rain to replenish it, so it dries up. Now, that's a change in condition. But as long as the condition can be met, will it dry up? No, it will be there. In the same way, the question asked by the ascetics is that in case any defilement remain, little bit also, that person will go to hell or to any of these realms and nothing can be done. And Buddha says it's not true. Why? Because you can change the condition. What do you mean it'll be like that? You're changing the underlying condition. It will not work. Now, how did you change the condition? So for that, you need to know why you landed up in this condition in the first place. So first things first is that I started stealing. And stealing, as it became rampant, they started crucifying the person who stole. So the killing became rampant. And when the killing became rampant and the stealing was there, people started to see how to save their lives. So they started lying. And when they started lying, they wanted to fix the other person than themselves. So they started slandering. And because they started slandering, they also started using harsh speech. And because they were doing all of this, then even more immoral acts started. So then they were just gossiping or just spending time on many other things. So killing, stealing happened, and the other four of the speech happened. And because of that, the misconduct started. So there were a lot of sexual misconduct as well. So that made three from the body and four from the speech. And that made sure that you start comparing between two people. Oh, he has, I don't have. So the abhijja started. And because there is abhijja and I'm not getting it, abhijja means wanting more than what I have. So that created ground for vyapada, which is aversion, ill will, everything in that. And that created source for michhaditi, which is the improper view. So these are the 10 things which came up. So that is a condition. And that's a condition on which I'm suffering. What if I change a condition? It doesn't. It's very logical. See, if something is not there, means something is blocking. If I change that blocking condition, then I can always get into that. See, let's say I want to sit and watch my breath. It's not happening because of hindrance. It's not because I can't watch breath. Anybody can, but the hindrances are there. So isn't it my job to first remove the hindrance or rather working on watching the breath? It's a foolishness for me to sit and keep on watching the breath. Call it as a vipassana course, call it as some other course, call it as whatever course. That's not going to help because my problem is not with vipassana. My problem is with the hindrance. So what about removing the hindrance? Absolutely fair. It doesn't hurt. So why don't I do that? Nobody stopped you from doing it. You can do it. And it works. Right? So if underlying condition can be changed, the suffering also can be changed. If underlying conditions cannot be changed, the suffering cannot be changed. So the basic idea of suffering, or basic reason why we are suffering is not because we want to suffer, is because of the conditions which are making that suffering happen. If there's no suffering, if there is need not be suffering, that means the underlying condition for suffering has to be removed, and then the condition, then suffering goes away. That's the Buddha's answer to this question. Very nice question. You want further more details, I can tell you. So 5 are anagamis, and the sixth one is sakadagami, and the remaining 3 are sotapanna. So totally 9. Is it convincing? Or is it confusing?
No, it is to a point. Means I just wanted to understand that okay, your seed is there. This is the seed, and also the place where you it will land. That also it is being taken care of because of this. So both the seed and the place where it will land, both is taken care of.
Yes.
This is what you meant.
Yes. So first you have ketta, kammam ketta. So now here I just go and remove all the weeds. I just come. I'm not putting flowering plants. I'm just coming there and going seeing here, and then I say, oh, these are the weeds. Remove it. The moment I remove the weeds, can the weeds come and question me? Hey, you know what? I was your friend. No. Nobody can do anything because I've removed the weeds. So the ground is free. Then I put flowering plant. Can anybody in this world stop the flowering plants from coming? No. So the ground is ready. So that ground will provide whatever you put. So the consciousness is a seed. So I put the seed, and that seed will start to grow, because that is what consciousness does. It can grow bad things, it can grow good things. It has got itself nothing called bad and good. If it grows bad things, and then it goes into bad realm. If it goes good deeds, good things, and it goes to good realm. So there's a conscious experience of bad things and the conscious experience of good things. So why don't I look at it that I have to remove bad things, and I remove bad things. That's it. So can anybody stop me from there? No. So now why did I follow Buddha path then? Becomes a question. Because I don't have to plead that why am I suffering and find a God who is going to remove my suffering is one way of argument. Oh, you know what? I don't know why these flowering plants are not coming. God, please do something and give me those flowering plants. Not working. Maybe they think that, oh, you know what, this is not the place to. No, I can do one thing. I can move out. Wait, hold on. You're done? 1 minute. Yes. Oh, okay. So basically, what I can do is that even if I change the field remains the same. Unless I give proper environment, it doesn't matter. Then I get the panya, wisdom of how should I grow these seeds. That's what we do in our office work or here gardening, whatever. So we fail many times and we learn how to do it. And it works. Another example we can give, which Niket, you can answer. When you were learning driving, were you certain that you will drive? None of us, I think so. Even the most westernized society, which has a perfect driving experience, also that person, when he goes for the first day training, he is not confident to drive. Like Ariu knows how I was driving in the US, so then he didn't dare to give his car because he wanted me to show that how I'm driving. So after a few days, and then after convincing himself, he thought, let me give my car to drive. And then he gave his car because he was confident that I can drive. So if I'm confidently driving, will a police or anybody catch me? No. Will I meet an accident? No. Nothing is going to happen. Because you're meeting the condition. Yes, if I brake suddenly and the behind guy will come and hit me. So that's a problem. If I change lanes without showing the signal, definitely it's going to happen. And if I slow down suddenly, or if I speed up suddenly, that might happen. Or I slept, can happen. Or I was talking to Ariu and then I did not look at the median or whatever it is, or the signal lights, and then quite possible. But let's say I'm very mindful and I've learned it very well, pretty well. I went to the class and I passed the oral exam, and then I passed the uh, driving test, and I have the US driving license. That's it. Can anybody stop me from taking a rent a car and drive in US? Nobody can stop unless I do some mistakes or somebody does some mistake, and due to that reason this happens. But other than that, it's perfectly working. Day by day, I'm driving in the US without any issues. Didn't you meet the condition? Or didn't I meet the condition? So a driving license is a proof that I've attained driving skill. That's like Sotapanna. Now nobody can question how did you get it. Everybody knows you have to do the written test and you have to complete the number of hours of driving and having one another person who is having a license. You take your learner's license and put a board a learner in both front and back, and then this person is sitting and you're driving and you're learning how to drive. And as you complete the number of hours, you're ready for taking the test. You go drive in front of that police or whoever going to test, and then you either get or you don't get. Just like I have not completed my Sila and I don't have much Buddha Dhamma Sangha and I have not experienced anything, so I can't become a Sotapanna just by wish. I didn't meet the criteria. So what should I do? Start again. That's all I can do. But what if I've done it? That's it. Over. And nobody can take it from me. That means that's why Buddha says that none of these 9 people can go into apayas. Not in their dreams also. Because they're not meeting the condition. So how can somebody go by wish? Not possible. So that means they are done. At least that is completed. And as an anagami, he won't even come back. Yes. Madhukarji, tell me.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So just a one point came to my mind, which could be just weird, but when you say that today we're going to start a question answer session, so the thought came to my mind कि why question should arise in my mind. So by doing sleep analysis, I feel there are 2 3 points why the question should arise to me. Number one, either number one that I'm full, I don't understand anything. That's the one way to ask the question. I don't know anything. Second thing is whether I'm confused because it is just a half baked cooking. Something I tried, something I'm not getting. So that's the confusion that I want to get clarified. That's why the question should come. Third one is I feel that I understand something, but I want to go to the depth of that path. And last one, I think once I understood the question will not arise. But the question will not arise, is it helpful for me on the path? Because I need to ask a question that I need to progress further. So, in which way I should see myself with the question? So, sometimes it happens that I feel that question is there, but it just come up to the neck, but I don't dare to ask or what other will say, कि, "Arey, this is such a simple thing, you don't understand." Or I assume myself that, okay, I understood it. 5 people are saying yes, yes, then I'm also saying yes, yes. So I want to get a benefit of answer what you maybe gave me, कि whether I'm qualified enough, how I should see when I'm asking question. This one, so question comes up, how much I put it as only one criteria, कि how much it is helpful for me to in my progress or path. So your assessment, sir.
Simple, rather than so much of complication. You have a question, there's nothing called simple question, complicated question, idiotic question, intelligent question. You stop dualities. You just have a question as a question. It can mean out of 20 people sitting here, let's say, or 13 people sitting here, 12 might feel, this I knew. Fair, that's not your problem. But you have a question. Why I made 12? Because you are the person who's asking the question. So there are 13 people. So 12 people might have different views. That doesn't matter. One way. Second way of doing is that I don't have a question, but somebody has asked me a question, like your friend or somebody, and then says that next time you talk to this fellow, ask him this question, I need it. You don't require it. But You want to validate what you know and what he is asking are the same. So then you ask a question, not for your comfort, for that person. That's also valid. Third thing, I know the answer to this, but is there any other way to see it beyond what I know? That's the third way of doing it. Fourth way is that the end of everything, or is there something remains? That's the fourth one. Fifth one, how do I know I've achieved it? Is there any milestones, markers, which will say that, yeah, boss, you have achieved it? Which I know I've already achieved it, but can somebody tell me that from here you can find out? So these are the 5 ways I can ask questions. So you select which the one. So don't feel obligated to ask question, nor subject yourself that what will Aryu think if I ask this stupid question, because Aryu is with Vilas from 2019. I just joined few months ago. I think he's very senior.
Yes.
I think he should ask question instead of I asking question. And then maybe I will message Aryu saying that you ask question on my behalf. It's just like somebody is hungry. And that somebody is thinking that, oh, I think I shouldn't have become hungry now. Let me think that other person should be more hunger because he was waiting for a long time. So let me ask him, are you hungry? And he says, for my surprise, he says he's not hungry. What to do? Maybe his stomach is upset and he's not hungry, or maybe he earlier ate something and hence he's not hungry. Maybe he slept late and he's not hungry. There can be 100 different reasons why he's not hungry. But now I feel, since he's not hungry, I shouldn't be hungry. I think, yeah, that's the right thing. I shouldn't be eating. And suddenly that person starts to eat. I say, hey, I wanted to eat. Right? So that doesn't make any sense. So you should ask what you want to ask. They will ask what they want to ask. And nobody has any question. That means I can stop broadcasting because everybody has understood everything. But even then, somebody would be having some question. If nobody has questions, fine. Beautiful.
Okay.
Yes, Arif.
I was thinking, I might be thinking these people are only here for 5 months and they're not asking questions. And I've been here for 5 years and I'm still asking questions. I might be the biggest idiot, so I should not be asking any question.
Yeah, whichever way it takes. So you might think you're an idiot and he might think that he is more idiot than you because he sees that your questions have reduced and blah, 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 and then you're very fine. You're all good. That's it. So it's not about you should ask question as a question. It's like burning desire to know that, okay, whether I've done this or done that, you're sharing. And that might turn out into a question. It need not be a question. We're just sharing. Or I can keep on sharing something. Madhulika, go ahead.
Okay, so, sir, I have a question on the topic. You mentioned that about yesterday's suttas that these 9 set of people, even they have certain remains left out, but still they will not be born into the lower realm, right? And you gave an answer. The reason is because they will not implement those conditions which can lead to that existence, being born in a lower realm. The question is, can we control all the conditions? Because I mean, maybe my understanding could be wrong, but when we talk about conditions, there's certain right.
No, then in that case, Madhulika, you need to know what condition you need to match. Let's take this example. I want to apply in Google. What do you think? Should I apply or shouldn't I apply?
You should.
For what? For what position? That's the first condition. So I need to know for what position I'm going to apply, and then I just have my beautiful resume prepared in Australia, and then I send it to Aryu, or should I apply it online? And then Aryu will say, hey, Vilas, please I might be your friend and you might be Dhamma teacher, but as far as Google goes, they don't consider Dhamma teacher or whatever it is. You need to apply on the portal. So you apply. Then I ask Ariu, tell me, where should I apply? What do you mean, where should I apply? Go to the portal and apply. No, not that. Which position should I apply? What do you mean? You should know the position where you want to apply. That's exactly what I want to know, where to apply. And no matter what I say, Ariu is going to say, Vilas, are you able to understand? The basic thing is, just by having a resume is not going to get you a job. Please understand, right? Without resume, you can't get the job, but with the resume also, you can't get a job. There should be a position and there should be a requirement. So that means there's a requirement and there is a person who is fulfilling the requirement. If the requirement is not there and you are ready to fulfill, nobody can take you. If the requirement is there, but you don't have the skill, but nobody can take you. Only if the requirement is there and the skill is there, then somebody can consider you. So can you please check whether you have met the condition? And I look at and I say, Ariu, I went through the requirement. You have put something on cloud. You are on cloud as well. So I have this experience on cloud. What do you think? Can I apply on this role? He says, let me check. So let's have a mock interview. And then he says, let's explain to me what you mean by cloud and this and that. And I keep on explaining. And then he says, you have a lot of theoretical information. Can you practically tell me how this is implemented? And I say, what implemented? The cloud services, how are you implementing it? That's a problem I have. I'm sorry, Vilas. If you have that problem, we can't solve that problem. First, you implement and come back. So just by dreaming that I'm going to be Sotapanna, it's not going to become Sotapanna. So you have to do what is required for Sotapanna, and then you get the job as Sotapanna. Simple. So isn't that working? Like that. So Sakadagami, Anagami, all that is the same process. It's just like somebody has a president or CEO position, call it as Arhat, and exactly meet and you know how to talk, how to do, how to gauge, how to get the market, everything you know. There are some 10 people applying for the jobs. No problem. There can be 20 people, but you are confident of doing it. So when your turn comes, you explain so beautifully that even a child will know that he is a CEO material. Done. The job is yours. Nobody can shake you. It's not believing met it. It's not just having trust in oneself met it. It's not faith in oneself met it. It included all. It included belief, it included faith, it included trust. That's the skill set required to run an organization. You got it. When that can work in usual life, and why can't it work? That's the reason that sutta which I sent, MN6, please understand that carefully. You require 5 things for your personal life, professional life, spiritual life. Same. First, sila. Don't compromise. Second, samatha, calm state of mind. Third, be in first to the 4th jhana. That's it. Don't argue. No. That's a requirement. I don't think so. That's a requirement of cloud offering or whatever offering you want to join that organization. You can't negotiate saying, no, this one I'll not do. No, that one. Then do vipassana, investigation. Do it. Then reside in shunyata, shunyagar. Make your mind empty. These 5 factors will take you from nothing to everything. And that's it. So try it and see Madhulika. It's a condition to be met. Absolutely true. But the result is going to be there. The only problem, you know what? Seal is the problem. What I can say to Aryu, only problem, you know what? I don't have graduation. What do you mean? You require to have this graduation. It says MS from so and so. That's a problem, Aryu. Can you do something? Can you influence? This Vilas, I don't own Google for. I think if you know it, just because I gave you one T-shirt, Google doesn't mean that I own Google. Please have some sense. It says MS, Master of Science or Bachelor of Science in Computer Science. That's the only thing I've not done. But you know what? I know about sociology. What do you think? Vilas, that's not required here. But you know what, Aryu? Everybody has a psych, right? They're all psyched people. So you require psychology, sociology, all. Vilas, please. I don't know whether staying in Australia, some scorpion or some venomous snake has bit you, or what has happened, or dog has bit you. I think we speaking seems to be out of your mind. See, our requirement is this. Can you meet it? Aryu, please understand. I am master in psychology, master in sociology, master in historian, master in database management. What is database management got to do with? And you don't understand. You see, cloud, right? I have a cloud. I have a cloud drive. On that, I have kept all my history things. It's cloud, right? Drive.google.com. That's cloud. And I've kept everything there. So I know how to keep history. And I have kept database of it. Now, what should anybody do with this idiot? And then he keeps on saying, please help me. Yeah, out of compassion, Aryu can help me, saying that, Vilas, I'll do one thing. Out of compassion, I'll fly to Bangalore and sit next to you. I'll say, take me to US, I'll sit next to you. Okay, out of compassion, he pays for my ticket and I go to Aryu's home. And he takes me to Googleplex. He says, if you want, you can take a photograph being here. Except for sitting inside. I'll also get you lunch if you want. I can also make you sit on my seat if you want. Okay, that much you can do? Yes. It's just like somebody came to Buddha teaching and he got all of this. He got some food. He got some nice place for a limited time only. And he got a flight ticket. So whatever he did, so much he got. But then he pleads, sir, please make me a Sotapanna because I'm reciting your name. Sorry, I can't. You, please. Jai Aryu, Jai Aryu. Good to you. May you be happy. May you be happy. Aryu, be happy. Just get me this job. You know what, Aryu, I am master in psychology. He says, boss, please, next time you call me, I'm going to delete your number. Please. You please meet the requirement. You don't have to plead. Just meet the requirement. Then I ask him, sensible question at least. Where do I get it? So go to this university, okay, start all over again, do a BS in computer science or computer engineering, take cloud based, since you want to apply for cloud. No, I've heard a Bangalore based person has joined AI. Okay, then you do AI if you think you. Yes, I am now all about AI. Okay, you are all about AI. Agreed. Now please do that. But it says 5 years. Yeah, you have to put 5 years. No, I thought it can be done in 5 days. Vilas, please understand. 5 years is 5 years. Dedicate 5 years. But I thought Dhamma is going to happen in 5 days. And then Buddha says that in 7 days. And please. What it says? 5 years, right? Please. But I'm already 54. I don't care, boss. Please take that exam. But 54 plus 5 is 59. I think I'm going to be retired. What to do with this person, you tell me? If you are in that position, what will you do? You say, metta on yourself, not on that fellow. Because you have never found another fool like this again. So you say, metta on yourself. Aham avero homi, let I be away from aversion or enmity. Abhyapajo homi, may I get out of ill will. Ani go homi, may the trouble go away. Sukhi attanam pariharami. Just run from that place. You can't do anything to this guy. He's an idiot, I'm telling you. Like that. Meet the requirement, you're there. No pleading. Meet the requirement. I don't have to ask, please. Just like I want to be in the US, I don't have even B1 visa. What to do, you tell me? I can only say, apply for B1 visa, but I get scared of going to the consulate. Can you do one favor? Yes. Can you talk to consulate guy and take my passport and get that seal done and give it back to me? Wish I could. That is called Sotapanna ticket. So Sotapanna stamp on your passport. Instead of United States of America, it shows Sotapanna. In fact, there is one monastery in Sri Lanka, they give you certificate of Sotapanna. If you want, you can go there. It's in Colombo. You can just go there and that Bhante there, he will give you a certificate of Sotapanna. And you can paste it in your house and then be happy with it. That's the only thing you can do now. Something like I will put my Google t-shirt and I believe myself I am in Google. They both are the same. Every time I wash the Google t-shirt, I will ensure that nothing happens, that GOOLE, everything looks neat, and even a small dirt on that, I can't stand it. So in the same way, I have a printed so-and-so person is Sotapanna from so-and-so date to so-and-so date. So I will ensure that I go for renewal after maybe 20 years. The Sotapanna, I think, is, let's say 20 years. Then after 20 years, I'll go and renew it. And I'll ensure that not even a small dot falls on that glass. Because I'm a Sotapanna. Meet it, eat it. Don't meet it, can't eat it. Simple. So, Madhulika, hope I answered to your question.
Yes, I understood. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Okay, I had another question, but I will let Akash.
Yeah, after Akash. Yes, go ahead, Akash.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
Sir, can you describe the Sanskar Khanda?
Sankhara Khanda.
Yes, sir.
Sankhara means to do something, to intend to do something. Sankaronti, abhisankaronti, iti sankhara. Sankaronti means I will do this way. Abhisankaronti, that not only I'll do this way, I'll do it in another way also. So I wish and I intend to do that, and that is sankhara. So then there are punya abhisankhara, so you do the punya, meritorious deeds. Apunya abhisankhara, you do the non-meritorious deeds, and then or intentions, and then that leads to the karma. And you do aninjavi sankhara, that means entering into jhana. These are the basic sankharas one can do. They are called abhisankhara because you would like to persist on that. Other than that, there is a natural thing which happens, and that is kaya sankharo, vachi sankharo, mano sankharo. So the in breath, out breath is the kaya sankhara. The thinking and pondering, or rather debating and thinking on a particular thing before you speaking, is a vachi sankhara. Feeling and perception is the mano sankhara. So when you start working, you will let go of the kaya sankhara by satipatthana or by anapanasati. Your breath becomes calm. As it becomes calm, then your vachi sankhara stops because there is no activity which is happening in the mind where you need to verbalize, and because of that, there is no mano sankhara, which is feeling and perception. Taking an example, I go to Vipassana of Goenkaji. I am not supposed to talk for 10 days or 20 days, 30 days, 45 days, 60 days, whatever I've taken. Very good thing. So there's no vitakka vichara happening. All that I do is take the cushion, sit for 1 hour, then 5 minutes break, another 1 hour, another 5 minutes break, another 1 hour, like that. What happens here is that the Kaya Sankhara keeps on reducing. That means the breath becomes more and more subtle because the Vachi Sankhara is not there. So the Mano Sankhara, which is feeling and perception, I can direct it towards the body. So there I can look at the sensations on the body which are coming with what all kind of sensations that are coming, and then it starts vibration, and then that bhanga and all that thing happening. So then I know that these things are happening. I'm the witness to that. So that's the sankhara. That going into that observation of each one of those sensation which are appearing on the body is a sankhara. So I'm watching it, and that sankhara comes out on the surface and goes away. Let's say itching as a sensation, it arrives, so I know it's arised, and then it intensifies, I know it's intensified, then I know the cessation, it's gone.
So, sir, there are all the different kinds of intention and action as well, whether by body, by speech, by mind. It's very similar with karma, right?
Yes, so if you have understood the sutta, there is not much difference between kamma and the sankhara. You can do that same sankhara using all your six sense doors. So it's called as chakku sanchetana, that is using the eyes in this way. Sota sanchetana, ghana sanchetana, like that. And there is mano sanchetana. Through the mind, I will direct it like that. And that creates karma.
And sir, what is the state of bhanga as described by the Goenkaji tradition?
That you cannot describe, you have to experience it. Now, how will you say dissolve? You have water and you have sugar and you keep on stirring it and it dissolves. Now, somebody asks, show me dissolving. What to do now?
And sir, in some videos, you are saying that sankharas uh, cannot be eradicated or dissolved just by vedna or just by watching body scanning and observing the sensation. But in the same time, you are saying that they are also coming.
Yes, so I am starting from the base because maximum amount of people sitting here understand Vipassana of Goenka. It becomes easy for them to relate to that. When it comes to the sutta way, you have to come out of the body sensation. You have to come to the Vedana, which is feelings. In fact, Goenka also says, I am using the word sensation or samvedana because the Vedana word has been misinterpreted and a lot of things are there. So I use samvedana. And the English word equivalent of samvedana is sensation. Right? Because people have the word feeling can have I'm feeling this. And it would mean I don't know what it means. I'm feeling happy. What do you mean by that? Is it sukha vedana or a dukkha vedana or a dukkha sukha vedana? If somebody asks, he says, what does that mean? No, I'm feeling pleasure. No, I'm feeling happy. Boss, are you feeling pleasure? No, I'm feeling happy. Okay, fine. Look at your body. That's the best way to say. And that's easy. That's the reason that's a foundation. Goenkaji technique or Ubakin technique is the foundation. It's not the end of it. It's a beginning for an end. You just begin with that. It's just like going to the school. But since in the last few years, what I've understood is that people have gone there but have not understood. Some have misunderstood, some have thoroughly misunderstood, some are yet to understand, some are in between. So I have got all kind of things. So in this recent past, what I found is that if I want to associate with someone, then I have to speak their language. Otherwise, it is becoming very hard for me to talk one language while they talk another language. So either they have to come to my level or I have to go to their level. So I felt it's easy for me to go to their level rather than I'm expecting them to come to my level.
And sir, they say that Bhanga is like a Chula Shrotapan, which is someone who has experienced Bhanga will also definitely experience Shrotapan, but I haven't found this any reference in the suttas or the commentaries, sir. So do you have anything to say on this?
Chula Sotapanna is a word used in Burmese tradition when they looked at the Abhidhamma Pitaka along with the Buddha Gosa's Visuddhimagga. In Visuddhimagga, in one of the chapter, he says, Buddha Gosa says, it is like a Chula Sotapanna. It's like a. Now, Chula means little or lower, which in Sutta is called a Saddhanusari. It's there in the Sutta. It's not that it's not there in the Sutta. So they changed it nomenclature to do that. Let's say Attakalapa is a word used by Buddha Gosa. It's not there in the Sutta. You will not find anything called as Attakalapa. It is Buddha Gosa's contribution. So there are many words, many phrases which Buddha Gosa has used, and then since we are heavily dependent on commentary, it is quite, expected that we will take many things from the commentary. Hope I could answer your question.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Madhulika, you had another question, and with that, let's end it today. It's already 2:03 here.
No worries, sir. I mean, maybe we can take up in the next.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I have time. There's no killing.
Question actually raised by my relatives. So I'm at my home. So they raised. I mean, we were talking about the arhats and how this arhat tends to interact with commonly people in their day to day. So I mean, during the sessions, I mean, we have heard like specifically for anagamis, they have to go through the jhana. Even we have mentioned, right, when you tend to interact with us, you basically come to do pajana and stay in Pekka so that you can basically uh, have a conversation with us. But when we talk about arhat, so arhat doesn't go through jhana, or do they still go after becoming an arhat?
Good question. Whoever has asked, I really appreciate. Good question.
My uncle. Yeah.
Your uncle. So very nice. Good one. Okay, so here is the answer. Number one, when you are a Sotapanna, will you be not able to interact with the world? You will. Because everything looks like 5 aggregate. So you still interact. Whenever it feels like 5 aggregate, you can't interact. But whenever you combine together, you can interact. In the same way, when you're Sakadagami, you lose interest in going here, there, but for family compulsions or whatever, you still do that. Let's say you want to go to a hotel to eat or go for a ride or buy something, buy this or whatever it is, then you are not that compelled like a Sotapanna. When you become an Anagami, you don't have any interest of this Kamachanda, which is interest towards sensuality, and the Vyapada, which is ill will, aversion, irritation, agitation, and all of that. So, but still, you will do it. How do you do it? The easiest way route is that just come to fourth jhana, which comes to equanimity. What is equanimity? Is that you will not have any of these polarities. That means you will not dislike anything, nor you like something. So then your mind is, or the mind is rather stilled state of existence. That's a samadhi. That's a samma samadhi. So when you are attained that samma samadhi, it's very easy to interact. It's not at all a big deal to interact because the concept of self remains as a concept. So you don't feel irritated or agitated, even though the habitual patterns might show that he is agitated, irritated, but internally he's not. So one of the misunderstanding that might happen between two arhat or two anagamis is that based upon the habitual pattern, one might look very calmed out and one might look very agitated because of their upbringing, because of their place of birth, etc. And that can change. So that's the only reason why it looks something different. So when they come into arhat, there's no self left. It's completely gone. So then the habitual patterns still remains, right? So then the question then comes that how do you know he's interacting? He's interacting without self. And what happens? Then he has to create a self just for the sake of it. Just like you go to a drama and then or to a movie production house and then you said, oh, well, you know what, we are going to name you Vilas. What do you think? Okay, fine. So from now onwards, you're Vilas, okay, till this movie ends. Good job. And then he does perfect being Vilas. So once he finishes that drama or that dramatization, and he's out of it, has got nothing to do with Vilas. But when somebody again gives him a dress and ask him to do something, he will do it without having raga, which is in English, you can only roughly translate as desire, and dvesha is the irritation, agitation, aversion, whatever, and moha as in delusion. So he doesn't have all the three, but he will display the aspect of the dramatization. In fact, he might dramatize much better than what he was doing it earlier, because now he doesn't have self. So if somebody removes Vilas and then makes it Kishore, or somebody removes Kishore and makes it Tony, and somebody removes Tony and makes him Elizabeth or a change, it doesn't matter to him whether he's called as a male or a female or whatever it is, or in between LGBTQ or whatever it is named as. He has got nothing to do with it. He will act what is required in that condition, and that's it. But he is unaffected by it. That's what an arhat would do. What do you think, Madhulika?
No, understood. I mean, I loved your explanation. Thank you for answering this.
No, no worries. Hopefully, you can find a change in me. I'm using hopefully because the drama person, you should be able to catch him as he's doing drama or the movie. And if you catch him, you know, he's doing the drama. That's what Buddha says for Vijnana. When you find the magician, you're out of the drama. Have you found the magician? Or do you think it's the same magician whom you're seeing? If yes, I'll give a thumbs up to myself because you couldn't find it. You have done it so well. There's no difference between my previous state and the current state.
Oh.
But if you find, that's it. Unless, yes.
I feel so. There's definitely, I feel maybe wrong. The way of your explaining the Dhamma and making me understand over a period of these last 1 or 2 months, every day I feel it is becoming a refined way I am understanding. Either your way of explanation may be the same, but I don't know. But I feel your explanation is more and more become palatable, digestible, etc.
Yes, that's a change I am finding from June 2025. That's true. And I can myself find that change. Not that you are finding it. I myself is finding it. Because from that time my mind is so stilled that I can now think in different ways than my earlier way of talking.
I like how you incorporate humor in your discussions.
Thank you. I'm a very humorous person. These people are blaming me for being humorous. one person is saying that you're still, that humor has not gone. I mean,
Is it expected that
It's a needed,
once you become
it is
adult,
needed, sir.
will it be gone?
no, that's what habitual patterns remain. So
Okay.
let it remain. Yeah, I'm humorous. I'm a very humorous person.
It's very, very
We all are
enjoyable how
human, so
you.
it's
Sorry. Yeah, one at a time. Yeah. Yes, Akash.
It's very enjoyable how you incorporate it in the specific, like anecdotal things, like you described how one person went to the Vipassana course and then this happened and this happened and this happened, and like how you recall your experiences, and maybe not intentionally, but I think the humor helps us to grasp something deeper as well in the same time.
Yeah. Thank you. Madhukarji, tell me.
yes, sir. Humor is very nice as we being all humans, so we understand that way only, sir.
Yeah. We need to be humorous. So we need to be slightly cooled down rather than heated up. Okay. Yeah, there is my my colleague and my boss Lata sitting in this call, and maybe she can say if she finds any change. I think Madhulika, that might be a good thing for your uncle.
Yeah.
You are on mute, Lata. Yeah.
Yeah, you put me on a spot suddenly.
I just want to, since we are there, instead of I explaining, somebody who is known to me, who has tolerated me for this many months and years, can talk.
So what should I talk?
Madhulika question is, how does a person who becomes an arhat is going to interact with the world outside? What how does it work? That's her uncle's question.
Okay. Fine. So I think I don't know what which state Vilas was in when he came to ABB. That time I how do I say? So he still didn't have that material ego or anything. He could get along with everybody and so on. But still, I would say he has the spiritual ego, meaning that he whatever he understood, he expects all others also to understand, and it is very obvious as well. And work-wise also, something similar. He will try to convince, and he will also get a little bit worked up when somebody is not understanding or getting things. But then recently, when he became, uh, even when he was in anagami state, also I could see that kind of frustration coming in him. But recently, when it became still, then I saw that whatever way people are trying to, what do you say, pester him and putting him into unnecessarily doing many things again and again, he was not getting upset. That is very obvious. He was continuously doing whatever is needed for him, whatever is required for that partner. I was surprised the way amount of material he has created one for one small thing, because everybody is asking. Some people will say you do it in this way, another people will ask, set of people will ask him to do it in another way. He will do all sets of ways and keep it, and still not get hassled by it. So, and also I can see the way he teaches also has changed a lot. Before he had one set way. This is the way it has to be, and this is the way everybody has to understand. Now I guess he became more compassionate, I can say.
Thank you.
And more accommodating, more accommodating, and also coming and trying to explain things in different. Even before also he used to do that, trying to explain each of those things, spiritual things, in a different ways. But even now it is more refined. Even I can see a huge change from what he was earlier. Now the way he teaches also has completely changed, and that's why whatever questions you ask, you get a proper answer which is relevant for you. I feel before it was a generic answer. And his problem was, I am getting everything. Why are you not getting? It gets fucked up. So I don't see that in him now. So I see that he is, as a teacher, also he has matured. I have seen him as an immature teacher to becoming a very mature teacher now.
Thank you.
So that's what I can see that. So that's transformation. I've seen it over a period of 7.5 years actually.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, she's a longest standing person who is, what I can say, had to bear with me for all kind of things. So thank you.
I think it's the other way around. I think till the time I had questions, 2020 or whatever, I was eating his head, asking all kinds of questions. Maybe I'm very low level, so maybe he would have felt frustrated listening to me. And sometimes I used to feel he used to get kind of uncomfortable with my questions, but then he used to answer. Till the time I never used to think day and night. I was like you earlier. I've been pestering him with questions day and night. Saturday, Sunday, full time I was asking questions on the WhatsApp and asking, and I still remember I was behind him to give me mantra things. I don't know, somehow that has gotten to me that I had to get some mantra to progress. He was telling me that he's not a person he's not a monk, does not have that austerities to give that thing. But I was pestering him and finally he gave. So that actually helped me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I did for 4 months, and it helped me to watch my mind. And it's still not switched off. I can see, I cannot switch it off. My mind is always under watch. So whatever small things happen, I can see it. Whether it is feeling sad, it is going there, here. That's a gap between me and the mind. And that has not gone away with that 4 months of mantra practice. Then I dropped it. He also asked me to stop. So, like that. So, whatever he used to tell me, I used to try it. I was so blindly in believing him and everything, whatever he says. I was in that mode. That mode is now gone for some reason for the last 2 years. But that time, whatever he says, I will do it. And I used to get some result out of it. Whether it is mantra or even say, washing the breath, or many other things he has told me. I don't remember. One time he asked me to watch a lamp in a dark room. I did that also. So that every time, and I still remember that he asked me to watch a lot of videos of things growing. He asked me to grow how the plants are growing. I started watched and I went to the universe's black hole, everything. So then it clicked what he wanted to tell me. He didn't tell me exactly what I will get out of it, but he will just tell me to do it. Then it is easier. Otherwise, if I know it, then I think I am a very intellectual person. So I will intellectualize it, and then will not be progress happening. So there are many such things which I used to try out. So even, and that was even before he became mature teacher, but now I guess his examples has become more relevant, which we can understand at our levels, and it has changed a lot. He doesn't. The main thing is he doesn't get frustrated, irritated, and so on, and not get angry in the real sense with anybody, and he get along with anybody, and everybody knows him in this building. Maybe I myself may not know anybody. So many people, everybody knows him. That is somebody at also having exuding peace, then people will get naturally attracted. That's what I have seen from. And I actually took him to the team only because he's spiritual, not because he's an agile coach. To be honest.
Yeah, that is
Because what was behind me for the last for 6-7 months, telling that we need an agile. I said we don't need any agile coach. Then finally he used his last trump card. He said he's spiritual. Then I said, okay, let me meet him then. So that only because of that reason I met him. And we took him for 6 months and went on for 7.5 years. It was a good journey. And many times actually it was like, okay, now no more possible. It was to continue for villas, but something or the other happened and it continues. So it has continued for 7.5 years. I can't imagine that many years have passed.
Yeah. True.
And the best times were all those 4 years when we used to have discussion with Padmasri, Bhagavad Gita, all those Vedantic, Upanishadic things and all. So it was very interesting. Those 4 years. So he gave me a spiritual grounding. I was reading everything, but it was not crystallized in a proper form. His help, it has been crystallized. I know really what is what. Before I had a vague understanding. Now that the clear understanding is there. Like that.
Thank you.
A lot of change.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming forward and talking. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I remember you was telling that I should switch on the video. I am coming. So next time I will switch on.
Sure. No problem. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so should we end then? Okay, thanks everyone. Meet you tomorrow with what we are going to practice here. I totally had forgotten with my thing.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.